Everyone, for my video presentation this week, I chose to discuss Anne Hutchinson's trial as well as the women of colonial America. Here's my agenda for this video. Pause if you would like to review, but I thought that we would discuss Anne Hutchinson and John Winthrop, the significance of the women of colonial America, the relationship between Anne Hutchinson and John Winthrop, and then my thoughts on my chosen article, John Winthrop's City of Women, by Laurel Ulrich. Anne Hutchinson was born July 20th of 1591 in Alfred, England. She believed that God told her to go to the colonies in order to spread his word. She also believed that people could go to heaven simply by having a personal relationship with God without the church intervening. She was put on trial for this and her beliefs, as well as her strong willpower. The clergy believed that she was a threat to power and unsettled by her political sway. She was believed to be found guilty of heresy and banished from the Massachusetts Bay Colony. However, as a result of this, she later became one of the founders of Rhode Island. Next, I would like to discuss John Winthrop. He was born January 22nd, 1588 in Edwardstone, England. By the 1620s, for reasons related to the government in England, he had chose to sell his estate and join a charter to the Massachusetts Bay Colony. This is where he was later elected to become the first governor of the colony. In the assigned readings, they talk about his journal entries and how he wrote so vividly in them. In one of his entries, he wrote about how he believed that women's stories in history were to be just as important as men's. I thought this was very significant since he fought against Anne Hutchinson in the trial, and he was the one who read her charges that were against her. Before discussing the trial, I thought that it would be significant to discuss women of colonial America and the laws that were against them. When reading the assigned article, it said that according to laws during the time, women were considered to be civically dead. Women had to mainly listen to the authority of their husbands and or fathers. However, it seemed that these formal authorities were not as closely followed in the colonies compared to England. Innocent gathering of women was considered to be politically dangerous. Women coming together and sharing their own experiences and opinions seemed to threaten the power of the local government that they had at the time in these colonies. The relationship between John Winthrop and Anne Hutchinson was no exception to the fears that the government had of these women. According to my chosen article, John Winthrop struggled to assert control and win political battles that left a lasting mark on Puritan institutions in the colonies. He was threatened by Anne Hutchinson's political influence and her own ability for people to listen to her own religious teachings and thoughts. I just really quickly wanted to share my opinion on the trial as well as the article. It was really eye-opening for me to learn about something like this because I hadn't heard of Anne Hutchinson until reading the article that I had chosen. And I just found it so interesting to see firsthand what powerful women had to struggle with during that time period. Just because, you're taught about that kind of stuff, but you're not taught about the people that went through it. And, even though she lost the trial and she was found guilty, I was so inspired by what she went through and what she did. Trying to be a teacher of God and going through what she did. As for the article, I thought that it was extremely interesting to read. It was so well written and it helped me to better understand her trial and what she stood for as a colonial woman in America. And anyone who's just interested in reading about her, I would definitely recommend reading this article. Here's my bibliography. Pause if you would like to review. Thank you all for watching.